welcome. Thank you for joining. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Kamoya. Shout out to Elijah. Shout out to Fatima. Shout out to Darlet. Shout out to Delilah. Shout out to Preston. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Zamariah. You're welcome. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to hello everyone, welcome. Excuse me. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Isabella. Hello everyone, welcome. You're welcome. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. I live stream, and on my YouTube shorts I make tutorials of cute greeting cards. I hope you can check out my channel. I do normally like birthday cards or greeting cards like this. I hope you can check it out. I also do some like these. And then sometimes I do like TV show or Netflix show related type of shows. Like this was from Summer I Turned Pretty. So I made like a birthday card theme. So check out my channel. I have a bunch of tutorials. I also do Valentine ones, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. I also do tutorials on that as well. Like for friends or for loved ones, I do that too. So I hope you can check out my channel. I would truly appreciate it. Shout out to Star. Shout out to Ellie. Shout out to Kimberly. Shout out to Athena. Shout out to Carly. Shout out to Christian. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Juliet. Shout out to IN. Shout out to Cadence. Hello everyone, welcome. Shout out to Valerie. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Kason. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Caesar. Shout out to Valerie. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Layton. Shout out to Soon Min. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Grayson. Shout out to Nandi. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jordan. Shout out to Millie. Shout out to Crystal. Shout out to McKenna. Shout out to Samantha. Shout out to Sabrina. Shout out to Aubrielle. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to James. Shout out to Young. Shout out to Madeline. Shout out to Harley. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Amira. Shout out to Alexandria. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to McKenna. Shout out to Alora. Shout out to Kaysen. Shout out to Genesis. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Natasha. Shout out to Emmanuel. Shout out to Hadley. Shout out to Lay. Shout out to Asher. Shout out to Creed. Shout out to Maxie. Shout out to Felix. Shout out to Chang Bin. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Kaysen, I got you. Kaysen or Kyson. Shout out to Latimer. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Crash. Shout out to Mia. Changbin, I got you. Shout out to Coraline. Shout out to Levi. Shout out to Iceland. Shout out to Andrew. Happy birthday. Shout out to Mika. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you for your patience. I'm so sorry if I haven't gotten to you. Shout out to Perla. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Cameron. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Cadence. Shout out to Kinsley. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Kinsley. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Hulku. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Zoya. Shout out to Noemi. Shout out to London. Shout out to Maisley. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Leland. Shout out to Emmy. Shout out to Emerson. Shout out to Noemi. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to Emmeline. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Christiana. Shout out to Kim. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Genesis. Shout out to Kylan. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live stream. I live stream every day around the same time as this. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Atticus. Shout out to Paulina. Shout out to Raquel. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Isla. Shout out to Savannah. Shout out to Jax. Shout out to Mandy. Shout out to Crystal. Shout out to Morris. Shout out to Jeffrey. Shout out to Malone. Shout out to Taylin. Shout out to Bruno Mars. Shout out to Abdullah. Shout out to Peksanga. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Miss Love. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Miss Love. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Tanya. Shout out to Omer. Shout out to Miss Love. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Miss Love. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Callie or Collie. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Clarabelle. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Bryce. Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. Shout out to Piper. Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to Akeem. Shout out to, is it Tusi? Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Isabella. Shout out to Addie. Shout out to Timmy. Shout out to Valerie. Shout out to Emmanuel. Shout out to Trinity. Shout out to Janae. Shout out to Lucy. Shout out to Jameer. Shout out to, is it D? Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Myla. Shout out to Kim. Shout out to Tyla. Shout out to Layla. Shout out to Mariam. Or Miriam. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Ashley. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Martin Zaraga. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Martin Zaraga. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Morris Boys. Thank you so much. Morris Boys. Shout out to Morris Boys. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Shane. Shout out to Janelle. Shout out to Daniela. Whoops, I put an N by mistake. Shout out to Daniela. Shout out to Malaya. Shout out to Lainey. Shout out to Mia. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Mia. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Estrella. Shout out to Afra. Shout out to Walker. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Angelina. Shout out to Nevea. Shout out to Juliana. Shout out to Kianush. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Camila. Shout out to Jackie Chan. Shout out to Paige. Shout out to Chris. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Brendan. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Alberto Pro. Shout out to Sammy. Shout out to Tarek. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to Avery. Yeah, I normally switch colors after I'm done with the row. Shout out to Savannah. Shout out to Cindy. Shout out to Leo. Shout out to Everly. Shout out to Mika. Shout out to Kyra or Kira. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Zara. Shout out to Felicity. Shout out to Sarai. Shout out to Taisley. Shout out to Taylor. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Leanna. Shout out to, excuse me, Keisha. Shout out to Ben. Shout out to Chase. Shout out to Sparrow. Shout out to Bridget. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to Veronica. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live stream. I live stream every day around the same time as this. I hope you can support my channel by subscribing or leaving likes or both. I would truly appreciate it. Your support means the world to me. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Abulfaz. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Paige. Shout out to Shirley. Shout out to Nolan. Shout out to Anissa. Shout out to Leilani. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Zara. Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to Alexia. Shout out to Ethan. Shout out to John. Shout out to Floaty. Shout out to Isaiah. Shout out to Coco. Shout out to Kylie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Felix. Shout out to Elijah. Shout out to Isadel. Shout out to Marielle. Shout out to Aiden. Shout out to Hayden. Shout out to Luca. Shout out to Jason Thorne. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Jason Thorne. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Capri. Shout out to Jet. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Larissa. Shout out to Khaled. Shout out to Finley. Shout out to Hanny. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Amina or Amena. Shout out to Lucia. Shout out to Mackenzie. Shout out to JC. Shout out to Blue Disaster. Shout out to Theodore. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Holden. Shout out to Allison. Shout out to Nezuko. Shout out to Syed. Shout out to Lola. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Surya. Shout out to Gaz. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Baylor. Shout out to Dandy. Shout out to Hartley. Shout out to Sherlyn. Shout out to Delaney. Shout out to Aska. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Arad. Oh no, I missed it. Aradhana. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Elizabeth. Happy birthday. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Ian. Shout out to Majo. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to David. Happy birthday. Shout out to Viper. Shout out to Cambria. Shout out to Kavisha. Shout out to Annika. Shout out to Keegan. Shout out to Knox. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Emery. Shout out to Leanne. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the shout outs. Shout out to Melly B. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Melly B. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Jamal. Shout out to Royal. Shout out to Kurt. Shout out to Bradley. Shout out to Shimona. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Kathy. Shout out to Micah or Mika. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Shaylee. Shout out to Alessia. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Frankie Jean. Shout out to Hugh. Shout out to Trinity. Shout out to Claudia Hoffman. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Claudia. Thank you for your support. Shout out to, is it Lawson? Shout out to Lawson. Shout out to Aldo. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to Anaya. Shout out to Sophia. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Sophia. Shout out to Diana. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. I live stream every day around the same time as this. I hope you can subscribe. I also post other content. I hope you can check out my channel and leave likes around my other videos or share. I would truly appreciate your support. Shout out to Natalie. Shout out to Unisha. Shout out to Anshan. Shout out to Theodore. Shout out to Simeon. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you, Gavin. Shout out to Gavin. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Ayla, or Isla. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Kia, or Kaya. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Artis. Shout out to River. Shout out to Damien. Thank you. Shout out to Lena. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Vivian. Shout out to Isaiah. Shout out to Raven. Shout out to Destoroya. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Killian. Shout out to Jada. Shout out to Ness. Shout out to Joy. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Zay. Shout out to Era. Shout out to Artists. Shout out to Becky. Shout out to Paisley. Shout out to Katie. Shout out to Belen. Shout out to Arif. Shout out to Katie. Shout out to Kai. Shout out to Davey. Shout out to Everly. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Casey. Shout out to Sade. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Henry. Shout out to Ruben. Whoops, why'd I put a B? Shout out to Lizzie. Shout out to Sunny. Shout out to Hashir. Shout out to Malik. I'm gonna write your name again because I kind of messed up. Shout out to, I'm gonna put Malik over here. There we go. Shout out to LC. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to LC. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Sabrina. Shout out to Saint. Shout out to Hayden. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Aradhana. Shout out to Xavier. Shout out to Jeremiah. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to LC. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to LC. Shout out to Anton. Shout out to Ajiva. Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to Amber. Shout out to Shakira Hutchings. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shakira. Shout out to Shakira Hutchings. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Jao Plays. Thank you so much. Shout out to Jao Plays. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to David. Shout out to Ruben. Shout out to Kyla Scott. Shout out to Jax. Shout out to Riley. Happy birthday. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Tiffany. Shout out to Sienna. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Regina. Shout out to Janice. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Orion. Shout out to Violet. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Ivy. Shout out to Afifa. Shout out to Emerson. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to Ruben. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Raziel. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to George. Shout out to Cam. Shout out to Abby. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to CJ. Shout out to Sumi. Shout out to Zachariah. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Ramani. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live stream. I'm so sorry if I haven't gotten to you. Thank you for your patience. I know I don't write the fastest, so I appreciate you taking the time to write your name. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Paw Patrol fan. Shout out to Mia. Hi Mia, thank you for joining. Shout out to Cruz. Shout out to Kesso. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Kesso. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Lone Mugger. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Lone Mugger. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Harmony. Shout out to Mia. Thank you so much, Mia. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Mia Games. Thank you for your support, Mia. Shout out to Fazal. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Samuel. Shout out to Kenny. Shout out to Cassie. Shout out to Jenny. Shout out to Mika. Shout out to Jeremiah. Shout out to Val. Shout out to Brielle. Thank you so much. Shout out to Callie. Shout out to Chrissy. Shout out to Crystal. Shout out to Princess. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Desi. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Squid. Shout out to Lorelai. Shout out to Avery. Shout out to Fallon. Shout out to Ruben. Shout out to Kellen. Shout out to Murdoch. Shout out to Catherine. Shout out to Drea. Shout out to Gabriel. Shout out to BB. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Mia. Shout out to Liliana. Shout out to Bastian. Shout out to Fatty. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Leela. Shout out to Clara. Shout out to Jamie. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Zachariah. Shout out to Harold. Shout out to Alex. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Katie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Anaya. Thank you for your patience, Anaya. Shout out to Asher. My face is on my YouTube channel if you want to check out my channel. Shout out to Rosalie. Shout out to Michaela. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Jace. Shout out to Blessing. Shout out to Vivian. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Jaquan. Thank you so much for subscribing. Shout out to Callie Henian. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Mimi. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Archie. Shout out to Prince. Shout out to Birdie. Shout out to Eli. Shout out to Yaren. Shout out to Maddie. Shout out to Jaquan, I got you. Shout out to Izzy. Shout out to Harlan. Shout out to Lane. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Emma. Emma Biggs. Shout out to Ainsley. Shout out to Naju. Shout out to Millie. My name's Ness from NessDIYcorner. That's my channel. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Amber. Shout out to Jayliana. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Jayliana Zerjax. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Jayliana. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Christabel. Shout out to Hiren. Shout out to Levi. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to Kansas. Shout out to Phoenix. Shout out to Rashana. Shout out to Timothy. Shout out to 30. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to Zaza. Shout out to Camila. Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Tarek. Shout out to these people. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. I also post other content like tutorials like this on YouTube Shorts. I do for like holiday greeting cards. This one would be for Valentine's Day. I do tutorials if you're interested. I hope you can check out my channel. I would truly appreciate it. I also do like birthday cards too. They're little tutorials. I hope you can check them out. I would truly appreciate your support. I do tutorials like this. And stuff like this too. So I hope you can check out my channel. I would truly appreciate your support. On to the shout out to these people. On to the next page. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Thank you also for taking the time to write your name. I know I'm not the fastest in writing, so I appreciate you taking the time to write your name out. Shout out to Nell. Shout out to Dawson. Shout out to Kenya. Sorry if I mess up your name. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Alice. Shout out to Kiki. Shout out to Adina. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Kukupe, yeah. Shout out to Coco. Shout out to Angela. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Angela Provasnik. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Cecia. Shout out to Lena. Shout out to Julissa. Shout out to, excuse me, Brayden. Shout out to Connor. Shout out to Christopher. Shout out to Ashton. Shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Celeste. Shout out to Finn. Shout out to Aaliyah. Shout out to Jaquan. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Alicia. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jacoby. Shout out to Zarius. Shout out to Jaylene. Shout out to Albert Wesker, sorry. Shout out to Esmeralda. Shout out to Insoy God. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Insoy. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Yuna. Shout out to Bailey. Shout out to Adata. Shout out to Jocelyn. Shout out to Oakley. Shout out to Serenity. Shout out to Random. Shout out to Zanib. Shout out to Slacia. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Atik. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Xavier. Shout out to Violet. Shout out to Bradley. Shout out to London. Excuse me. Shout out to Zarish. Thank you for subscribing. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Emery. I'm so sorry if I haven't gotten to you. The chat sometimes goes really fast for me. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Ayal. Shout out to Scarlett. Shout out to Damien. Shout out to Taylor. Shout out to Kukupeya. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Aguilar. Shout out to Kaysen. Shout out to Aranza. Shout out to Cosmic. Shout out to Emily. Shout out to Vecna. Whoopsie, I messed up. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Avery. Shout out to Nora. Shout out to Michaela, sorry. Shout out to Emery. Shout out to Trent. Shout out to Mike Wheeler. Shout out to Clift. Shout out to Michaela. Shout out to Jackson. I'm so sorry if I haven't gotten to you. Thank you for your patience. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Gabe. Shout out to Janet. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Kinamo. Shout out to Kinsley. Shout out to Waylon. Shout out to Colby. Shout out to Karina. Shout out to Yasel. Shout out to Kaya. Shout out to Lexi. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Liana. Shout out to Paris. Shout out to Amber. Shout out to Aiden. Shout out to Allison. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Asher. Shout out to Rico. Shout out to Zach. Shout out to Corbin. Shout out to Ryder. Shout out to Sephora. Shout out to Vivian. Shout out to Heritage. Shout out to Darth. Shout out to Jaden. Shout out to these people. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to write your name and for your patience. I live stream every day around the same time as this or a little bit earlier. I hope you can subscribe, check out my channel. I would truly appreciate it. Thank you again. Your support means the world to me. So thank you so much for stopping by and for writing your name. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, everyone. Bye.